अरिहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। मंगलमय मंगल करण वीतराग विज्ञान नमोता ही जाते भये अरिहंतादि महान। करि मंगल करि हो महा ग्रंथ करन को काज जाते मिले समाज सब पावे निज पद राज। मंगलाचरण ऑफ चैप्टर 3। सो निज भाव सदा सुखद अपनो करो प्रकाश जो बहुविधि भव दुख निको करिए सत्तानाश। So yesterday we left at Charitra Mohaniya Karma, right? We discussed Jnanavaran and Dashnavaran last week, and yesterday we did Darshan Moh, and today we will continue the Charitra Moh, wherein we had covered the first two passions, anger and pride. More or less the similar pattern in all the four passions. Slight little bit here and there difference is there, but otherwise it's all in the same manner. Okay, so first we deal with mind, speech and body, and then similar kind of reactions with all kinds of passions. So we'll start with the third one, krodh, man, maya, deceit. Okay, so page number 73. Whom I can make a co-host? Shasikala ji, you will be able to share the textbook?
Sorry, Rajeshji, if you want to try with me, I've got a new tablet. Maybe it'll work. You can try.
Yes, definitely it will work.
Okay.
I made you a co-host, okay?
Okay, so how do I share? Never done it before.
Okay, so what you can do is, you first open the textbook in your tablet, okay? And then again come back to this, and then you exercise this option green colored, share screen. And when you share the screen, you will get that the file that you have opened that you can see. And if you can see it, then you go below, there is the option of share. So it will
Darshiji, you are doing?
I'm trying, but okay, I've opened the file on my screen. Yeah.
Now go again, come back to this Zoom.
Yeah, I'm on Zoom now.
Now you do share screen and select that file from that screen.
Share screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, share.
Yes. Go below and share.
Sorry about this. I'm not able to get the file to share.
But you have already opened that window of the text. You
Yeah,
can-
I've opened it.
So now you just click on that and then you go below and share.
On the actual screen, it's not giving me an option to share.
Okay.
Okay, here it is. Here it is.
Yes.
Sorry.
Otherwise,
No, I'm not able to do it.
I'll make a co-host.
Sorry.
Priyanka ji, I'll make co-host as Priyanka ji as co-host. No.
Jai Jinendra sir, sorry for joining late. I can share screen if you want. Like
Yeah,
yesterday.
I'm making you a co-host. Yes. Now you try.
Not possible to share. Just want to know that phone from phone we cannot share.
I
From
think
phone?
you can share, but
That
yesterday Priyanka ji was trying, right?
acha. Okay,
Yes,
because
sir. From phone
let
it doesn't come easily, but iPad or desktop then it comes a bit faster.
iPad because we don't have that WhatsApp connection. No, in iPad. I'm not having. That's the problem. Okay. We will learn, sir. No problem.
Page number 73, no problem.
So 1 minute, I'll unmute.
Page number 73, last paragraph. And when a person is overpowered by deceit, passion. Okay?
Sir, if you don't mind, that Hindi book, which page can you tell me?
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll just. Page number 53, Hindi.
Okay, thank you. Dhanyavad.
Yeah. Yes. So Darshit ji, you read, you can see on your screen now.
We're on deceit, passion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sure. And when a person is overpowered by deceit, passion, when he desires to accomplish his objective deceptively, for the purpose of accomplishing it, he plans many schemes, utters deceitful words in different ways, poses his body deceitfully, tries to show external things otherwise, even indulges in such deceitful actions which may end his life. On exposure of his deception, he may get badly harmed, even death may occur, yet he remains undaunted. Under the influence of deception, even if some venerable and adorable persons come in his contact, he acts deceitfully with them also and becomes irrational. If his objective does not get accomplished by deception, then he feels extremely sorry and cuts his own limbs and commits suicide by taking poison, etc. Such condition happens on rise of deceit person. Should I stop there?
Next also.
Okay. And when a person is overpowered by greed passion, then the desire of obtaining the favorite objects arises, and for the purpose of accomplishing it, he plans in various ways. He utters words in support of his objective, poses his body in different ways, tolerates lot of miseries, serves others, visits foreign countries. Even he indulges in that work which may lead to his death and starts such activities which may cause great sufferings to him. And on the rise of greed passion, even if there be some work related to the venerable and adorable persons, then also he tries to achieve his goal and becomes irrational. And whatever desired thing he has obtained, he tries to protect it by various means. If the desired object is not obtained or the favorite thing is lost, then he himself feels very much distressed, cuts his limbs and dies by taking poison, etc. Such condition happens when one is overpowered by greed passion.
Yeah, stop.
Okay.
So these were the 4 major passions, and 2 we discussed yesterday and 2 we are discussing now. So the first one today is deceit passion. Okay. So when a person has a rise of deceit passion in him, then how does it behave? That's what Pandit Todarmalji is explaining to us. So when a person is overpowered by deceit passion, then he desires to accomplish his objective deceptively. Okay. So when deceit passion is there, so he indulges in deceit and he wants to accomplish his objective deceptively. Like you were planning to take a government contract, some job work. Okay. So your quotation was not the lowest. So you were not going to get that order, but you deceptively manage the official there and you reduce your rate, and you said, I will give you so much, you give me this order. So you want to accomplish your objective of getting that contract at any cost. So you act in a deceptive manner. For the purpose of accomplish it, he plans many schemes. So when we say plans, means it's a function of the mind. Okay. So through mind only he plans many schemes. Utters deceitful words. So mind, now speech in different ways. And now the body. Possesses body deceitfully. Okay. He was simply lying, but he says, no, I don't know. Like that. Tries to show external things otherwise. Okay. Even indulges in such deceitful action which may end his life. Okay. So he takes all such risk only for the purpose that he is now running through a deceit passion. So he wants to accomplish his thing by hook or by crook, by using unlawful means, and at any cost he wants that contract. So he indulges in such deceitful actions which may end his life. Sometimes there is enmity among businessmen. And if a businessman is very powerful and he has got all the resources with him, then he would not like that somebody else take my order. So what he will do to remove this person, he might kill him. So he believed that if I kill this person, that contract will come back to me. So he indulges in such deceitful action which may end his life. And this person knows that that person is very powerful, and still because of deceitful passion rising in him, he uh, indulges in those unlawful activities and reduces his rate and tries to take that order. So that other fellow will not able to tolerate that, and this is the risk that he carries, that other fellow might kill him. So he is doing such actions which may end his life. On exposure of his deception, he may get badly harmed. Even death may occur, yet he remains undaunted, doesn't care, because of this deceit passion rising in him, intense deceit passion, he does not even consider that there is a risk of his death, there is a risk of his losing his life, yet he remains undaunted. Under the influence of deception, even if some venerable, respected, and adorable persons come in his contact, he acts deceitfully with them also and becomes irrational. Irrational means that he loses sense what he is doing. Okay. He has just one thing in mind to accomplish that object, and in any manner he can scoop to any level, to get that objective accomplished. If his objective does not get accomplished by deception, then he feels extremely sorry and cuts his own limbs and commits suicide by taking poison. Such condition happens on rise of deceit passion. So you must have read in the newspaper that a student was caught cheating, and his paper was taken that now you have no right to write again because you were cheating, right? So now that student feels that what my parents will say, what my family will say. So now he is not able to cope that anxiety, so he commits suicide, right? And just in the first place, he first acted on the deceit passion. Then this stage has come that he has to commit suicide. So these passions are so powerful that even by taking the risk of death, they want to indulge in those passions. So the cravings to act according to that passion is very, very intense. Such condition happens on rise of deceit passion. Similarly, we have greed passion, and because of the greed passion, the desire of obtaining the favorite objects arises, and for the purpose of accomplishing it, he plans in various ways. So that is a function of mind. He utter words in support of his objective, that is speech, possess his body in different ways. So now it's body. So mind, speech, and body. Tolerates lot of miseries, just to get that work accomplished, to get that object accomplished. He tolerates lot of miseries, serves others, haji, haji, haji. The government officer will say, you do this, you did that. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Because he wants that object. Visits foreign countries. Okay. So there are so many risks, and he has to leave his family and children, and still he visits those foreign countries just to earn that money, because there is a rise of greed passion. If the greed passion would not have been there, then he would have been satisfied. चलो जितना मिल गया इधर ही मिल गया वो ठीक है, right? Whatever I earn here is quite okay for me. I don't want to go abroad and take risk and spend money, and then we don't know that the order will materialize or not. There are a lot of factors, uh, which he is dependent on to get that success, but still he tolerates those. Even he indulges in that work which may lead to his death, and starts such activities which may cause great suffering to him. In short, he has lost his sense, and he does not know that under the influence of greed, what he is doing. And on the rise of greed passion, even if there be some work related to the venerable and adorable person, then also he tries to achieve his goal and becomes irrational. And whatever desired thing he has obtained, he tries to protect it by various means. If the desired object is not obtained or the favorite thing is lost, then he himself feels very much distressed, cuts his limbs and dies by taking poison, etc. Such conditions happens when one is overpowered by greed passion. So you see, the soul basically is very pure, but because of this rise of passions, he acts in a certain manner under the influence of these passions, and then he binds so much of intense karmas that when those karmas come into fruition, he will suffer from all kinds of miseries. But still, he knows the risk, he knows that he may not succeed in what his objective is, but still he indulges in those activities because of the rise of these four major passions: anger, pride, deceit, and greed. Now, we move on to the quasi-passions. There are 9 kinds of quasi-passions, and we will cover first 3. The first one is laughter, the second one is liking, and the third one is disliking. So 3 put together. Sasikala ji, you read.
Yes, sir. Page number 74. Oh, yeah.
74. It's on the screen.
Along with these passions, quasi passions, no kashayas are also found. There, when laughter passion is evolved, then one himself feels elated and joyful. This is to be known as the laughing of a hysteric patient. Although he is suffering from several types of diseases, even then he starts laughing by making some conjecture. Similarly, this jiva, mundane being, is suffering from different maladies. Even then, by making some conjuncture, he feels happy, considering to be pleasing to oneself, but in reality is miserable. He will become happy only after eradication of the disease of the passion. When the liking passions arises, then one feels excessive doting in a favorite thing, just as a cat gets endorsed. Just move little screen. Engrossed fondingly, catching a rat does not leave it even if someone beats. Likewise, here also one feels excessive fondness in one's favorite object, considering that it is obtained with a great difficulty and may get separated. Therefore, it is assuredly misery. Sir, shall I continue?
Yes, third one also, disliking also.
When the disliking passions arises, then one, then one get the association of repugnant thing. One feels highly dejected. The association of repugnant thing, is not liked by him, and the resulting agony becomes unbearable. So he feels highly distrusted for his dissertation. That is itself is misery. When the
three only, right? Right?
Okay.
So we see the laughter because of this passion of laughter.
No, sir, 1 second. How this he has written even in Hindi or English, as if he has gone through the mind of the people and yes.
Yes.
Really, sir, feel like, see, how the Total Majid just gone into the mind of the people and is.
So that is the uniqueness of Pandit Todarmalji, that he studied all the scriptures first and he tried to get into the minds of the acharyas. That what acharya are thinking about this, how they are presenting, and at a very young age he was involved in scripture reading. Around 15 years of age he was into scripture reading. And he also learned Kannada language. And
no,
from
sir,
there,
he is able to read all these things, such a heavy subject.
Yes. Srimad ji, you know Srimad Rajchandra ji?
I know.
He was so much talented that at the age of 7, he was able to comprehend these all scriptures, you know. So in earlier times, people were very talented and, you know, they had this kind of intellect in them that they were able to understand these scriptures. So
when you read in English only, if you read his work,
and Todarmalji also was a psychologist. Because of the studies of scriptures, he also became a psychologist. And he knew that what the person is looking at from this topic. So he himself raised questions and answered those questions. And when he presented the topics, the concepts, he was very well versed that I need to cover this topic from all angles. So you see, each and every sentence is so important. And although this scripture is incomplete, okay, but he has taught us how to read the scriptures, you know, and that is very, very important. So that's why he was called Pandito ka Pandit. He was given a title by their contemporary Pandit who were existing at that point of time. He was referred to as Pandito ka Pandit.
Pandito ka Pandit.
Kalpa
Pandit also they used to say, no? Kalpa Pandit. Like that.
Acharya Kalp.
Acharya Kalp.
His thoughts were like Acharya. His mind was like Acharya. He was able to think like Acharya and he was able to present the scriptures in a logical manner like the acharyas. That's why he was also given a title of Acharya Kalp, not the acharya. He was a householder. He had
Okay.
two sons, and the
Oh.
younger son Gumani Ram was also very intelligent like him.
Mhm.
But Panditji's life was short. He was given a death sentence by the king because he wrote fifth chapter of this textbook, Moksha Marg
MMP.
Prakashak. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
wherein he criticized other religions, and
Uh-huh.
the other religions people, instigated the king that he is writing bad
Oh.
things about our religion, and so king ordered a death penalty on him, and elephant was sent to kill him, and elephant was not uh, ready to kill Pandit Todarmalji, but he said that you do your job, you don't mind. So he was that much fearful, fearless, not fearful, but he was fearless. And this scripture, uh, we can say that it has been written at the cost of his life. Okay. So we should
Thank you,
make
sir.
the most of it. We should study this intensely and understand each and everything. And this will not help us to understand this particular scripture, but it will help us to understand all other scriptures that we read in Jainism.
Thank you so much, sir, for your informations. If you
Yes.
read the original, how it will be, I was thinking. This translation itself, no, while reading only, how much is gone into the mind of the
So the
people.
translation is also done by Pandit Hemchand ji. He is also
Acha,
a very good
good
scholar.
translator, yeah.
Yeah, and
Good translation.
he was an engineer,
Acha.
electrical engineer in Bharat Heavy Engineering Limited, and he retired very early and dedicated this time for the seva of Jinwani,
Translation.
and
Okay.
he has translated this, and it has been done in a very good, nice manner.
Like you left everything and for Janwani service.
Don't compare me, I'm nowhere. But so it's only our good luck that we have access to this kind of scriptures, where we are able to not only understand the scripture, but we also are learning how to read other scriptures also, so that is very, very important for us. So this was laughter passion, and when the laughter passion is evolved,
सर
then
थोड़ा
one
इंग्लिश में बताना तीनों क्या है अशोक दैट थ्री इन हिंदी
Hindi is hasya, rati,
हाँ
arati.
Ar-
Then will come shok, bhai, jugupsa. And then three Veds, Stri Ved, Purush Ved, and Napunsak Ved. Okay. So one himself feels elated and joyful. Now, this feeling of elated and joyful is not something that is coming from the soul. It is all sensory joys. And in reality, he is suffering from disease. There are some people who keeps on laughing unnecessarily. There is nothing to laugh about, but he keeps on laughing. So that is a disease, and disease is called hysteric patient. It's a hysteric patient. This is to be known as the laughing of a hysteric patient. Very funny. Although he is suffering from several types of diseases, even then he starts laughing by making some conjecture, some guess. Conjecture means guess. Similarly, this Jeev mundane being is suffering from different maladies. Even then, by making some conjecture, he feels happy, considering it to be pleasing to oneself. But in reality, he is miserable. He will become happy only after the eradication of the disease of passion. So passion is directly connected to our misery. So when we get rid of passions, we will get rid of this anxiety and this disease and will become happy. The next in the line is liking passion. So when the liking passion arises, then one feels excessive doting in the favorite thing. Just as a cat gets engrossed fondingly on catching a rat, does not leave it even if someone beats it. So the cat is so much engrossed in catching and eating the rat, that even someone beats him with a stick, he still bears that beating, but he does not leave the rat. Likewise, here also one feels excessive fondness in one's favorite object, considering that it is obtained with a great difficulty and may get separated. Therefore, it is assuredly misery. When the disliking passion arises, then on getting the association of repugnant things, one feels highly dejected. I think G is silent here. Okay. So, repugnant things, one feels highly dejected. The association of repugnant thing is not liked by him, and the resulting agony becomes unbearable. So he feels highly distressed for its desertation. This itself is misery. So this repugnant thing means the one that you are not liking, anist, which is not beneficial to you. You feel that this is not beneficial to me. So he does not like that thing, and then he suffers from all kinds of misery. Now next three we'll do together: shok, bhai, jugupsha. So Priyanka ji, you only read.
Okay, sir. So from disgust, passion, right?
Yes. Sorrow, shok.
When the sorrow passion is evolved, then
Mhm.
on dissociation of favorite thing and association of unfavorite thing, getting highly upset, he feels very much afflicted, weeps, cries, becomes unmindful, and dies by cutting his limbs. Nothing is achieved by all this. Even then, he makes himself miserable. When the fear passion arises, then knowing someone to be the cause of dissociation of favorite thing and association of unfavorite thing, he feels fearful, feels highly dismayed, runs away, hides, becomes nervous, reaches the place of misery, and dies. Hence, all this is nothing but misery. When the disgust passion arises, then he hates the unfavorite thing. That thing got associated on its own, and he tries to escape disdainfully, or wants to remove it away, and getting dejected, he experiences great pain. So you are on mute.
So such passions, when is evolved like sorrow, fear, and disgust, then he acts in a particular manner, and then if that is not accomplished, he gets highly upset. He feels very much afflicted, weeps, cries, and cuts his limb, and even uh, uh, commits suicide. So the the level of passion is so high that even at the cost of that, he wants to get rid of it. He feels that if I die, all these sufferings will stop. But the Karnan Yoga says that when a person commits suicide, he has lost the opportunity of getting a human life, right? So automatically he will end up in such a state of existence that where the miseries will increase more, because he already had lost one opportunity. He could have navigated those difficult situations, and he could have done his good spiritually, but because of his uh, not proper understanding, he commits suicide, and he feels that his misery will stop. But on the contrary, the misery increases. So never thought on those lines. Whatever has happened in life, always be brave to face it, and try to solve it by applying the principles that we are learning here, and everything will be good. Because in between, you will have test coming on you, in your day-to-day life, practical life. You will have situations where you are not able to cope up those moments. But committing suicide is not a solution. So that is very clear that if you commit a suicide, your miseries are going to increase in the next birth, and not it's going to end here, because the soul is eternal. It does not die. It does not get birth. It only changes its form, state of existence. So human life, you have lost a human life. Now you go to a subhuman state, and there the sufferings will increase, So it is never wise to commit suicide. But because of the influence of passion and not able to manage these passions, he himself inflicts pain on himself and commits suicide. Now, the last three, when the carnal desire arises, so
Sir,
yeah.
so before we move on, can we just have a quick, like 2-3 examples, like daily life examples of like the different passions that we've discussed about? So,
These are all very practical. These are all part of our life only. Like when the sorrow, grief, passion is evolved, then on
yeah.
dissociation of favorite thing and association of unfavorite thing, getting highly upset, So that is very quite normal with everybody, that nobody wants to come out of his comfort zone. Everyone is living in a comfort zone and they don't want to get disturbed. Even now the marriages taking place, there also they both are not able to adjust, So there is always a fight going on between spouses, and the main reason is that they are not able to tolerate those sorrow moments, They don't want it in the first place. But there is a karma theory which is running parallelly. If you are bound inauspicious karmas, or you have committed sin in your past life or this life, of course the karmas are bound, and now it will come into fruition. And when it comes into fruition, you will have this kind of situations in life. So just remember the karma, don't blame the other person, and you take it as that this is my own creation, and now I will just tolerate it very patiently, and I will not bind further new karmas by indulging in passions. So this is how you practice discriminative knowledge. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So fear, passion also, we have different situations in our life where, we have fear, passion that I have done this wrong. Now what my boss will say, this and that. There are so many situations in life that we commit mistakes, silly mistakes.
Yeah.
So now you are giving in exams and you commit silly mistakes, you get less marks. That is the loss. But when you are into professional life, business or something else, where you have a responsibility and you are responsible for that job, and if there is some mistakes from your part where the company incurs huge losses, then it becomes a very, very fearful situation where you don't know what to do. And nowadays you see that some person going through ceiling and jumping from the ceiling and committing suicide. Every week one suicide death is happening on that Worli ceiling. So
Oh.
recently one fellow from Ghatkopar, he was a businessman, and he also committed suicide, and he boarded a taxi, and he went through that link, and he said the taxi driver to stop. But the taxi driver knew that if I stop, the police will caught me. So he didn't stop, and he crossed that ceiling, and then again he went to Gateway of India. Okay. And from there he jumped onto the sea and committed suicide just 3 days ago only. So why? Because he has incurred huge losses in business, and now
Sir, that Bandra Worli link, that bridge they
yes,
are
yes,
doing.
yes, Worli
My
link, right?
God.
That, yeah. So he had incurred losses in business and he was not able to pay off the creditors, and the creditors were chasing him, and he was not able to cope up that. So due to fear that what I will answer to those creditors, he committed suicide, you know. And the sad part of this story is that the family members suffer, because of that. First, they indulge in deceitful action, so they get into those risky situations, and if that risk means if that endeavor fails, then he incurs loss. So initially also he indulges in passion, then later on also he indulges in passion, and ultimately he loses his life. So you see, it is so important to have a very highly ethical lifestyle, highly ethical lifestyle. Never think on those lines to do something wrong. Even somebody may not catch you, but you are yourself an observer and you know where you are committing cheating and whatever, So make it a policy that never indulge in any wrongful thing, any immoral thing, any illegal thing. Then your life will be simple and happy. And whatever the destiny is there, that you will get. You don't worry for that, It's not that you have to indulge in wrong things to get those things. If it is there in your luck, you will anyway get it. But indulging in this kind of passions and cheating and all leads to uh, sorrow, leads to misery in the present, and subsequent the karmas that gets bound due to that misery, when that will come into fruition, then again you will suffer. So it's a double loss. And here, if you act very wisely and ethically, you will not have any problem. My favorite subject is honesty and ethics, and I have done a lot of practical experiment in my life with myself, and I have seen others also, that those who are very ethical in their life, although there are very few people in this universe who are ethical, but still I have found good people, and I have seen that they never had a problem in their life. Even they don't have the money, but there is no tension. They sleep very, uh, uh, what I would say, without
Peacefully.
peacefully, without any anxiety, So life is so simple. We make it complicated by indulging in these kinds of passions.
So, for example, like, like for our generation, like everybody's onto Instagram, Facebook,
Uh,
and like, I was just thinking about it, like when people post and everybody is like waiting to see the number of likes
mm,
on their videos or like, post.
mm.
So, which passion would fit into this, sir?
Pride,
Like
Right
Arati,
passion.
pride.
Arati, Arati, first one.
I'll tell you one thing. Pride is such a passion that even these passions also keep on changing. First, you get anger. From anger, the passion changes to pride, then pride to deceit. So this way it goes on. So you
Okay.
are always indulging one or the other passions, among the four major passions.
Sir,
Anger,
one
Yeah.
thing,
pride,
but
pride.
at one time only one passion will be there. You have told
Yes,
one.
yes.
Am
Among
I
the
correct?
four, one will be there, and
At only
among
one
the
time.
quasi passions, one will be there.
One,
So,
one time one will be there, you told, I believe.
but it keeps on changing. It keeps on changing, and so what I was into, I was what explaining.
Like the Instagram post, like people
Yeah,
liking it.
yeah. So, if you really serious about doing your spiritual upliftment, you best avoid it. It does not serve our purpose in any ways.
Yeah.
What we want to show by showing so much likes in Instagram and these and that, why want to we share our private life to other people? There is no point. Don't get into the rat race. Even I'm onto WhatsApp, it's still I feel that I should get out of it. but because of these classes going on and most of the communication is through WhatsApp, I have no other options. But given an option, I would really not indulge in WhatsApp also. It reduces your thinking capacity.
Yeah.
And I'm not there in Instagram or Facebook or like that. But even WhatsApp also, I feel it is not worth indulging in.
No,
Right?
no, sir. Actually, I'm not on Instagram. I used to do a bit of Instagram, but then I realized like it just takes a lot of the time. And
Yeah, nothing.
but I recently I just I had a situation where like a friend, like a coworker or someone, they were upset because I didn't like their post. So I was like, well, I don't do Instagram. And they said like, what era are you from? Like, why are you not
Yes.
like, why are you behaving like, a 60, 70-year-old? I'm like, that doesn't mean that I'm 60, 70-year-old. I just don't find it productive.
Yes, right. So it is our life. So we have to decide what we want and what we don't. Others cannot govern how we would like to live our life. So we
Yeah.
have our priorities, we have our time, we have our everything so rare, so scarce resources that we have, we don't want to waste it in some things which is not beneficial at all.
But
So
sir, like,
so
but like,
our journey is opposite to what people are doing it, because we want
yeah.
to get liberated. So of course all these persons in this universe, they are going into transmigration. They are heading towards increasing their transmigration, and we are heading towards liberation. So how our thoughts and their thoughts can match? It can never match. So best is like we have some responsibilities. So to that extent, you indulge in whatever thing you have to indulge, and rest you spend your time in Swadhyay. Whenever you have time, free time, you just do Swadhyay, and you will see that whatever you wanted to achieve through this Instagram, Facebook, everything, whatever you want to achieve through that you will automatically achieve without using those things. And
Okay.
so
So
it
just
does
one
not
last,
serve purpose in any way. So
yeah.
it is best to get out of those things.
So just one last question, Amira, Molly. So just one last question. So sometimes still like being human, there is a
Hmm.
need to like fit into the society, like
Right,
fit into
right.
the what other people are doing. Let's do that.
So you make
So
friendship
what?
with Aditi and Suba madam, Sasikala madam. These are all our, this is our society, you know.
No, no. So that's true.
So they
No,
will
no.
take you towards good things in life. And if you indulge in with those people who
Sir,
themselves don't know what
for
is the
us,
purpose.
you, sir, first you tell, we say you be in, association with our sir, Rajesh sir, Priyanka.
So you
No,
are
no.
always
So
welcome to ask
Shashikala.
me any questions.
No,
But
Priya,
even if you want to
sir,
do some
I want
gossip,
to add
you
to
make friends
Priyanka.
with these people only, no?
Priyanka ji, just,
Yes.
yeah, sir, she means that social, sir, not that the spiritual one, that
So
social
this is also a
commitment with
social.
her,
When you
no.
when you talk to Aditi and you talk about some problem that your kids are having, so it is not something related to religious, but still she will guide you from the perspective of religion. So
Yes,
there,
sir, Aditi for
Hmm.
her age, really,
yeah,
really, sir,
the
I
other day
appreciate.
somebody put it comment on that Aditi ji helped her while she was appearing for her exam, and still he helped.
Ah,
I don't know
yes,
who
sir.
had.
Me only.
Acha, you
Sir,
were
but
there. Okay.
for her age, no, really, I appreciate her, really.
Yes, yes, yes. So
No,
I know
everyone. No,
all my students are
no,
as
sir, I feel young with these people, along with these people, to be
uh,
frank.
soul has no age. So soul is not young and not old, you know, and we are all souls, and we are all like a family. We are here to help each other. So whatever problem you have, you discuss with this Sadar mix only, all right? They will give you the right advice. The other people will not give you the right advice because they are headed to hell. So we are not headed to hell, we are headed to liberation. So like-minded people, you mix up. If you were in India, there are so many. If you go to the temple, you get so many sadharmics, But by your
I
luck,
get the most nervous in the temples only. At least in Bombay, like where I grew up,
yeah.
I just felt like people like constantly like I don't know, like they are doing puja, but they are constantly looking at
So
your
you were
clothes, they are
in
looking
that
at
part of society where the studies was not so prominent. So in our part of society, we are very much alert in studies. Every now and then we have Vidwans coming in our mandir, we have classes. Every day we have Gurudev Sri CD, and there's a lot of activities going on, Pathshala and everything. So our emphasis is on the study of scriptures, and the rest of the Jainism, they are all indulging in rituals. They just do the rituals and they feel happy that they have done the right thing. But actually understanding the scriptures and understanding this principle and then applying it in our day-to-day life and becoming and experience happiness in all situations, this is something very out and out unique for all of us. So you will not find everywhere this thing, but still there are societies and there are temples here in India where this kind of teachings are done every day. So you change your residence in those areas. That's all. That's all you have to do. In a city like Bombay, you sell at one place and go at another place. I was staying in Daisar, and the temple was 15 minutes from my place. And I thought, okay, we should be near the temple. So as I prospered, I shifted to Borivali and very near the temple. If I go by car, it takes 1 minute to reach the temple. And if I walk, it takes 5 minutes to reach the temple. So that should be our priority. I may travel for workplace, maybe 1 hour, 2 hour, that is okay. But while I am at home, I am on holidays, I can enjoy the activities in temple. So this is something that your priorities changes when you understand this scriptures, the instruction given by our acharyas, the priorities that we should have in our life. And Todarmalji has written so much minutely, that in minute details, all these things, that it's very easy for us to understand and adapt it in our day-to-day life. So the last three passions, the carnal desire, uh, uh, the desire of cohabitating with male sex and the female sex, and the uh, neuter sex. So this is the last three of the quasi passions, and with that we will finishing the passions. So Aditi ji, you read only.
From when the carnal desires?
Yeah.
When the carnal desires arise due to the rise of three types of sex passions, then the desire of cohabiting with female sex due to rise of male sex passion, the desire of cohabiting with male sex due to rise of female sex passion, and the desire of cohabiting with both male and female sex due to rise of neuter sex passion gets evolved. On account of that, one feels very much distressed. Sex fever develops, becomes shameless, spends money, does not bother about defame, does not care about the consequential miseries and punishments, etc. One becomes mad owing to the vehemency of carnal desire and dies. In the books on sex passion, 10 states of carnal desire are described. Becoming mad and losing life are also included there in those 10 states. In medical books, under the types of fevers, sex fever is also stated to be the cause of death. Even occurrence of death due to the sex passion is seen apparently. The sex blind person
becomes irrational. The father with one's own daughter, the man with female animal, etc., starts copulating. Such is the pain of carnal desire, which itself is a great misery. Thus are found the conditions owing to the rise of passions and quasi passions. Here, a thought comes to the mind that if one does not indulge in these conditions, then anger, etc., passions produce pain, and if one indulges in these conditions, then miseries continue till the end of life. There, the jivas accept the miseries till the end of life, but are not prepared to bear the agony of anger, passion, etc. From this discussion, it is ascertained that the pain of passions is more than even the agony of death. And when the rise of passion causing karma takes place, then he cannot resist the temptation of indulging in passion. If the external causes of passion are met with, then one indulges in passions entangling in them. If no causes are met with, then he himself creates the causes. For example, if the cause of involving in business, etc., passions be not there, then he himself creates the causes. Example, gambling and playing various other games that are the cause of anger, etc., and narrating and hearing the wicked tales, etc. Moreover, if the carnal desire, anger, passion, etc., produce agony and the body does not possess the power of acting according to these passions, then he prepares and takes the medicines and adopts various other means. And if no cause is met with, then he himself indulges in passions on his own by thinking in his upayog, that is active consciousness, about the objects which cause passions. In this way, this jiva, being afflicted from passional dispositions, becomes extremely miserable. And if the purpose for which the passional disposition has occurred gets accomplished, then by this misery may end and I may become happy. Thinking so, he arranges various means for getting that purpose accomplished and treats it to be the means of ending that misery. Now, here the misery which is caused due to the passional dispositions is really true, and one obviously suffers from such misery. But the means which he adopts are false. Why so? This is being explained below. In anger, to harm other, in pride, to exalt self by humiliating others, in deceit, to accomplish one's object through deceptive means, in greed, to acquire the favorite thing, in laughter, the continuation of cause of laughing, in liking, the continuance of the association of the favorite thing, in disliking, the disassociation of unfavorite thing, in grief, the elimination of the cause of sorrow, in fear, the elimination of the cause of fear, in disgust, vanishing the cause of disgust, in male sex passion, uniting sexually with a female sex, in female sex passion, uniting sexually with a male sex, and in neuter sex passion, uniting sexually with both male and female sex. Such purposes are found.
Stop. So you see that this soul, because of indulging in this kind of passions, actually the passions are coming automatically because there is a rise of karma, corresponding karma, and this fellow, there is no such bounding that there is a rise of karma, so you indulge in passions. Jeev, if this human being understand these principles of Jainism and puts it in practice, then the rise of karma may be there, but you can still very well practice discriminative knowledge and does not indulge in passion. That is quite possible. If that was not possible, that when there is a rise of karma, you have to indulge in passions, then there is no point in studying the scriptures. But the scripture says, let the rise of karma be there, but you are independent of not manifesting passions. So the everything is in our hand. How good we want to make our life, that is in our hand. The karma, rise of karmas will always be there, but we have with our effort in our hand that we may choose to not to indulge in passions. We may choose not to manifest passion, even if there is a rise of karma. So everything is in our hand, but because of ignorance, the soul indulges in passions and then he binds new karmas, and those karmas again come into fruition. At that time, again he indulges in passion, and this cycle goes on. So from dravya karma to bhav karma, and from bhav karma to dravya karma. This vicious circle goes on, and this soul is not able to come out of it. But it is quite possible that you can come out of it, because when there is a rise of dravya karma, you have with you the doctrine of the science of discriminative knowledge. So if you practice that science, the bhav karma will not manifest, the passions will not manifest, and you will not bind new karmas. And the old karmas that was bound, that has already come into fruition, and it will also go away. New karmas are not binding, okay? So a time will come when all the old karmas will get evacuated or wiped out, and new karmas you have not bind, so you will get liberated. This is in short our spiritual journey. But here, Pandit Todarmalji is describing that when such passions arises, what is the condition that this soul goes through? That is being explained here. So we first understand this. So when there is a rise of carnal desire, you have a passion of sex and you want to indulge in those activities. But if you read the scriptures, our text, there are different ways and means that are shown there, that you can very well have a very good life. Your thoughts, if you read good books, your thoughts will also be good, and if you have good thoughts, you will not indulge in this kind of passions. So that is the whole thing. So what you have at your disposal is intense study. So if you are studying 12 hours a day scripture, when I was into business, only Sunday I used to get a holiday. And so I used to study around 6 to 8 hours on Sunday, and evening time only we used to go out wherever some social commitment or somewhere to take my son out or my wife out, But from morning to evening, I used to study 6 to 8 hours. And that helped me, my continuity. Every day morning, I used to study 1 hour, I used to go to the temple. So all this changed my life over a period of time. So there are options available to each and every individual. Now, if you are not able to understand the scriptures and these messages given by our acharyas and scholars, then you will be controlled by those passions, right? And if you are aware, if you are awakened, if you read the scriptures, you will always have a choice with you. A passion may arise in you that you want to get into some deceitful activity. But there, the scriptures, the study of your scriptures, the understanding of your scriptures will stop you. that if I do cheating or if I get into an act of deceitfulness, then I may get caught and I may be punished, you know. So the scriptures makes you aware of the consequences of what you are indulging in. And those who don't read scriptures, they feel that kuch nahi hoga, sab chalta hai. But no, only until then you have auspicious karmas rise, sab kuch chalta hai. The moment that auspicious karma stops and inauspicious karma rises, kuch bhi nahi chalta hai. You have you have to pay back everything whatever you have done wrong for, you know. Anything and everything you do wrong, you have to pay it. It's not that you don't have to pay it. Pay now or pay later, but it does not get simply wiped out without any sufferings. So so we can make our life very simple, very ethical, very full of mindful studies, and we can change our life, you know. Last 1.5 year, we are all now in the fourth sem. So you must check out that 2 years ago, how was your life and what thoughts you are going through right now. There will always be change. Everybody can make out the changes that's going in their life, you know. Earlier you used to get so much tensed up in small things, and now you are able to, you know, manage those things. Earlier you will always indulging in passions at the smallest of events. Now you are able to, you know, tolerate those events and actions. So these are all changes that you are having in your life because of reading of scriptures. So if you go deep into more studies, you will have your life very blissful. So this was the functions of this different kind of passions, and during those rise of passions, what the soul was undergoing through. Now there was a thought in the mind that if one does not indulge in these conditions, then anger, etc., passions produce pain. And if one indulges in these conditions, then misery continue till the end of life. So you have two choices. Either you suffer from pain, or you indulge in those conditions, those desires, and then the miseries continues till the end of life. There the jiva accept the miseries till the end of life, but are not prepared to bear the agony of anger, etc., passions. From this discussion, it is ascertained that the pain of passion is more than even the agony of death. So at the cost of death, he is ready to embrace death rather than living those desire related to passions. So this is the stage of a mundane existence, not those who are studying now, you know. This is the simple people, on the man on the street. He lives this life, this kind of life. So when there is a rise of passion causing karma, then he cannot resist the temptation of indulging in passion. No control. The karmas dictate his life, and we, by the power of this studies, we can control our life. As I said, let the rise of karma be there, but you have a choice. You can practice descriptive knowledge and not indulge in passions, not manifest passions. So that is up to you. And that is why we are putting in so much of efforts, you know, spending so much time after this Jinvani just to get to learn these tricks. Whenever there is a situation in life, you will apply those tricks that you learn here, and your life will become simple, blissful, and easy. There will be not a problem in your life. Everywhere you will find solution, solution, solution. So when he is not able to act according to the desire, then he takes medicines and adopts various other means to get that power to indulge in those passions, you know. So this is quite common nowadays, because we are moving towards uh, the dawn of fifth era, you know. 50 years ago, life was so simple, people were so ethical, and now the moral standards are dwindling. And every now and then, if you read the newspaper, you will find news of cheating, rape, whatnot. All kinds of scenes you can see in the newspaper. And also, there was a theft in the ATM, and that person was caught in 6 days. Some gets caught in 2 hours. You know, nowadays with technology and CC camera and mobile tracking and whatnot, the technology is advanced. So still they get caught, but the other person still indulges in those kind of activities. And he feels that I will not be caught, but he also gets caught. But still people don't learn from mistakes. People don't learn from others' mistakes, and still they indulge in those things, and then they suffer. If the purpose for which the passional disposition has occurred gets accomplished, then this misery may end and I may become happy. Thinking so, this is the wrong thinking, but he thinks so, he arranges various means for getting that purpose accomplished and treats it to the means of ending that misery. Now, here the misery which is caused due to passional disposition is really true, and one obviously himself suffers from such misery, but the means which he adopts are false. Why so? This is being explained below. And there in one paragraph, it has summarized all the passions, that when anger rises, he wants to harm other. When pride rises, he wants to praise himself, exalt self by humiliating others. In deceit, to accomplish one's object through deceptive means. In greed, to acquire the favorite thing. In laughter, the continuation of cause of laughing. In liking, the continuance of the association of favorite things, and so on. All the passions they are mentioned, and you can we have just read it now, so I need not explain this. Now, the question is, all these efforts are false. Why? Why it is false, that we will discuss next week. There are, I think, 7 points, 6 points are there. If you want to mark up, I will just tell you. If these are fulfilled, that is the first point. What we are answering now? Why the efforts that this mundane existence puts are false. Right? So these are the logics given. This is the first logic. The second paragraph is the number 2, not the whole paragraph, the first 4 lines. Third point starts at so long. Priyanka ji. So long, yeah, here. 4th line. So long, that is the third point. Yes. Second point is, and if by Kaktalik Nyay. Yeah, good. 4th point, end of this paragraph, when his power was less. Yeah. 6th line from the bottom. Yeah, 4th. 5th one is 3rd line after that. If there be any limitation. 3rd line from, yeah, this is 5th point. Then the next page, the desire never gets accomplished. This is the 6th and the last point. And the next paragraph, what is the real remedy? Then what is the real remedy? With that, we will end the conduct deluding karma. Okay.
Sir, 1 minute. This 6 points is what for you are told? Just I missed it. These 6 points are for what?
These 6 points are for what? why this person puts in efforts are false. Whatever effort this person puts in are all false. Why they are false? That is the logic given. Very interesting discussion. You just read through and next week we will cover it up. Okay.
Okay.
So our time
Thank
is
you very
also
much, sir.
over and we will, although I started 2 minutes late, but still we are on time. So we will close. If you have any questions, you can ask. Now very few days are left for the exams. Today is 24th. So 29th or 30th, it will end. So you just attempt the objectives. Okay. Aditi, you have how many you attempted?
I just finished the objectives today.
All the 3.
I finished last week. I think I forgot to update.
Okay, you update it and you
Yeah,
also
and
write
today
how
also
many,
I finished
how much
today.
time you took.
Yeah, today also I finished. I
Okay.
don't know if everybody over here has finished or not, but I can just tell that I was not very prepared. Like I didn't read everything. I didn't get time, but I had to finish the objectives as part of this thing. Just by listening to your lectures, I could attempt and I could attempt. I think this is one of the best papers I've given, like one of the best score I have got till date. And without studying and only by listening to whatever few lectures that I have attended. I think
so we will
I'm not saying this is the right way. I'm just saying that
I know.
how you teach and by the importance of attending your class. I'm not saying that this is the right way of doing. No,
Right.
it's not.
So we will take your efforts and we will appreciate your efforts that at least you have listened to the classes very seriously and that's what helps. But the other option is you have an open book exam. So you can still open the book and
So I
check.
had the open book. I had the book open,
Okay,
but
then fine.
what
Then
has
fine.
happened is the book is so big, even to find something. If you've not read it once, to find something is also taking so much time.
Right.
It is not easy to find in an open book, especially when we have digital copies.
Okay.
We
So
don't.
you should take a printout. As I said,
Correct.
you should mark there.
These books were very big, and because I did not get time to read everything, I didn't take. Like what I was reading, I had taken printout.
Okay.
Like that.
No problem.
No, I didn't do it the right way. I'm just saying that, sir, आपने जो सिखाया था, and what happens is after some time, some things, even if I didn't know, just common sense that now if we think like what you are saying, what you have taught us,
Right.
इसके हिसाब से हम सोचते हैं तो भी वो फ्लूक में भी आंसर करेक्ट आ गया. मेरा तो 2-3 जगह पे ऐसा हुआ.
Right.
But for me, no, sir, while reviewing, no, so many things first time I marked correctly 4 or 5 questions. Then while reviewing, no, somehow went wrong and I marked wrong.
Okay.
While reviewing, my thought is this way, maybe that way, maybe I marked wrong. First time I did everything correct.
So these are exams are for our learnings only, and we learn from them. And gradually you will become sharp, and the silly mistakes
Sir, one
also.
question, just one term. If you have time, I am telling. One question.
So let me finish the class, and then you call me, and we will discuss. Okay.
Some people have not given the exam. Na Sasikala ji, you take it directly with sir.
Yeah, that is also true, right?
Yeah, correct.
So you
are correct,
you
Aditi.
call me
Correct.
personally just now after finishing the class. Okay. So everyone finish your exam as soon as possible. I don't want any laggards, but I know there are some people who are not giving, even not given paper 1 also. So I'll just see to it. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है 9 बार 9 का मिनट गिनेंगे जय जिनेन्द्र
Jai Jinendra.